That was the only thing I was crying about in the hospital. And the doctor,
My hand.
I didn't know I was shot in my hand the whole time. I didn't know I was shot in my hand until I got to the hospital. So I never.
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you for coming in, man. It's been a long time in the making. McSorley's been dropping your name. I remember when I went to, for those of you who don't know, this is the one with Johnny Spell, Pittsburgh pro boxer. 11-2 now?
Yes, sir.
I'll be doing my research.
Yeah.
But he like showed me Con Greg, the gym right there, and he's like, I don't know how you came up, but he's like, yeah, man, you hell of a story. You got to talk to him. I'm like, let me know. He's I'll set it up.
Yeah.
We got too busy, but appreciate you for coming in, brother.
No problem.
And your recent win in July.
Yes, sir.
You were just in action. What made you, and we'll get into a little bit of your story, but what made you decide to fight in July, and how'd that go for you? You felt comfortable? You felt good?
Yeah, actually, before July, I fought in April. I think it was like April 13th or 12th. I fought in D.C., sort of like a quiet situation. We just took the fight, went out D.C., Lamont Roach's boxing card, actually. Lamont Roach's team count. I had to fight against one of his guys. I went out there and beat him in April in D.C. Yep. So that was one of my first, all right, shook back, got some rust off. And then July came about. Miss Shirley, hey, headline in July on TV. We bring out a belt, and we got a good opponent for you. So,
It was a title fight.
Yep.
Ah, look at you. It's like you lost no time.
Yeah.
How long before the April fight was it before you fought? Like, do you know, like, generally?
Yeah, it was probably like 5 months before that, 6 months before that.
You tend to stay active.
Yeah.
You're a Pittsburgh boy, right? Like, born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised on the east side of Homewood. Yep.
Dude, that's dope. How was the because apparently there's a lot of history of boxing in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Like, how was that environment for you growing up? Was that something that you were surrounded by, or was that something you got into later?
Yeah, I was sort of surrounded by it. My uncle and my dad, they both had a gym over on the west end, and I was just a kid going in there, me and my sisters, and then we would be right there with my Uncle Lee. My Uncle Lee was actually training Paul Spadafora around that time.
Oh,
so yeah, he was working with him, and watching him. And my dad was into boxing. He was on his way out and stuff like that. So watching him as he was doing his thing with boxing, so that was something that was around when I was young, like 6, 7 years old.
Oh, so you were always surrounded by it.
Yep.
And then it's always like it's always hit or miss, right? Like when your mom or dad are involved in something, you either tend to lean into it or you tend to like stay away from it completely. Usually you find that happening. Like, was that something that your old man was like, this is something you're gonna do? And like he pushed you, it kind of motivated you to do it? Or was that something that you kind of felt you took on yourself?
Yeah, I felt like I took it on myself. He kept it nearby, but we was both interested in football, so football was something I was really good at. So we was trying to stick to that, but boxing was something I was really just a natural talent. So it was a very natural talent for me.
And when did you start, like, you were going to the gym, when did you start, like, actually training and going, like, this is something I'm going to start doing regularly?
I got my first amateur fight when I was, like, 9 or 10.
Oh, dang.
So 9, 10, between that, I start taking it, like, every day type thing and getting ready to compete. So you can't compete in boxing until you're, like, 8. But it was like 9, 10 when I started competing. And
yeah, I was talking with Cantalina.
Yeah,
He's got what's the Sanctuary? He's got like 6, 7-year-olds who can't even
compete yet. Yeah,
it just blows my mind, man. I didn't start training till I was like 28. It was like kids doing this now. Blows my mind. Or like Devin, Devin Sickford, he's with McSorley too, but
Yeah.
he started 20s.
Yeah.
You got kids already starting. And it's like in 10 years, 15 years, like what are these kids going to be like? What are they going to be doing?
They can be killers, man.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. How do you feel about the Pittsburgh boxing scene? Like, is it like every time I talk to someone, I get a different opinion. Like the MMA scene is growing, right? Like we're seeing a lot of MMA fighters come into the light, and it's not as active as I'd like to see it, but the industry's growing. How do you see the boxing industry going here?
Boxing was big at first here. So you look in the early 2000s, the 90s. That was like the last great era. I was probably around in the 2010 situation, like the mid 2000s from now. But it's definitely going down. I feel like it's not as big as it used to be here. We had more of a lot more successful fighters going like around at that time. But now it's more. Yeah, it's not too much going on. You don't hear about no shows and stuff. It's only Miss Shirley, really. The amateur scene's not too big. So
yeah, I guess Hutch just launched one too, and it's like hard to get people to like buy in.
Yeah.
To these shows.
Yeah. He knows when it's starting promoting now. It's tough. It's tough to put these shows on Miss Shirley too. Like just a lot of stuff, a lot of issues when it comes to putting on shows because we have no fighters like other states. We got a lot of fighters.
Yeah, and it like blows my mind. Like if I was like into fighting like professionally or trying to make it professionally, I'd be in every gym. Like I'd have my home gym, right? But I'd be showing love everywhere because I'm trying to push everything to grow everything.
Yeah.
People now are just like, you don't see them. Like when I would watch boxers back in the day, I'd follow them. They lived, breathed, ate, slept boxing. Or fighting, whatever they were.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, it's cool to do it. So I'm gonna put it on social media. I'm like, I don't feel like people have the same drive today that they did back in the day.
No. A lot of people just doing it for the fun of it. They don't have like plans and trying to become world champion and trying to get better and wanting to spar good fighters and not just spar anybody. Putting that blood, sweat, and tears, then it's like, it's hard for me. I can't even, trying to find work. It's not that easy no more as it used to be. Used to be you can spar 2-3 times out the week and be in there with top fighters and sparring and getting ready for fights. But yeah, now it's just dead, man. Reaching out and trying to get into gyms is hard.
How does that work for you? Like, is that something you have to do on your own as a fighter, or is like something your team is doing for you, like scouting people for you to train with?
It should be both. Energy.
Kind of both.
Yeah, it should be for everybody that's part of your team. Should be, hey, look, there's this guy in Cleveland, work with him, or a guy in Vegas. But first, it should be you. Like it's you. Everybody can reach out and let you know what's going on. But if you don't want to, you hear these names and you don't want to work with them, or you're not even training, and somebody's sending you somebody, you're off the couch. They don't want to send you somewhere and that guy been training and you're off the couch.
You're like, let me dust the cobwebs off.
Yeah. You don't want to go to somebody's gym and get destroyed because he's coming off the couch.
So in that, just don't be on the couch. Always be training.
Yeah.
Speaking of, that's like your moniker, right?
Yeah,
Train to go. Where'd that come from?
Train to go was something I was saying before boxing. I always felt that everything I did, I was just trained to go. Just when it comes to football and sports, just stay ready. I was always trained to go. So whenever I get ready to do something, I was just well prepared.
TTG, right? Is that?
Yep, TTG. Yep.
I was like, so I saw your name when I was doing. I like to do my little. Like I like to give people a good conversation. So by doing that, I have to be prepared, right? Like if I came in here and I'm like, "What's TTG?" or like, "Hey, when's the last fight you had?" Like if that doesn't make for a good conversation. So I like to kind of get a background so I can, not waste your time coming here because I want people to know your story. You have a hell of a story. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at that. I'm like, train to go. Oh, relentless, bro. That's the perfect fit. Mm-hmm. If you're trained to go, you're ready for whatever, right? Because you're just, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Exactly.
Stay off the couch. That's for the young fighters coming up. So how does that work when you're getting a name? Is that something you give yourself? Because I'll be here. Like I had Drew Landenfield. Shout out him, but he's called the Lunatic. That motherfucker crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was given by him or given to him, but you see a fight, you're like, yeah, this motherfucker ain't right. He's called the Lunatic. That's what he goes by.
Yeah.
Like, how does that? Is that something you were like, this is what I embody, so this is what we're doing?
It can go. Giving yourself a name is kind of hard because you on the inside. You always want somebody on the outside to give you a name because they outside looking, and then you got multiple people saying the same thing. So it's just you. So Train to Go is something people just always said. I was just always prepared and just train to go. So it's like something that people threw at me as far as my work ethic and just how I the preparation that leads to what people see in the light. It always just gives that. So.
And how does that apply? Like that mindset, like how does that apply to your personal life, not to just your boxing life, right? Because we're here to try and figure out life, which we're all doing in our own way. So like, how does Train to Go leak over into your personal life?
I just try to keep that in the back of my head, everything I'm doing, just with raising little ones and the family and work and businesses, and just feel like the preparation is going to all show if you're doing the right preparation. So you stay trained to go. Everything should just be trained. If you're on top of your game, the end result will always be. Everybody always know the work spoke for itself. So
Yeah, I'm huge on trying to learn, bro. Like at the gym, I don't listen to music no more. I'm like listening to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Or podcast. I hated podcasts, which is ironic because now I have one. But
Yeah.
I hate talking about myself. I hate the sound of my voice. I hate being on camera.
Yeah.
And at the start of damn podcast, that makes sense. But I learned because a lot of the podcasts I was like seeing online was like drama stuff. Like, oh, did you see this dude got kicked out of it? Like, no one gives a damn. Well, so I guess some people do because they're successful.
Yeah.
But then I saw a lot of podcasts coming out of like, for example, like Johnny Spell, man, dude's been killing the gym.
Yeah.
And man, he's very active. Like, I wonder what that dude's like outside of boxing. Oh, he's got a podcast coming out, and then you sit there and you listen to him, and it's Johnny Spell talking about, what he likes to do for fun outside the gym. How does he eat? How does he train? Like, I like the behind the scenes stuff in movies and shows, and like when I see someone, killing it, I'm like, oh, let me see what they're about outside. Because you have like amazing athletes, and then outside, you hear what happened to Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
Bro, that shit's wild.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I don't know the situation. I didn't look into it. You see Antonio Brown's name jump on the headline. You're like, what do you do now? You don't even give him the benefit of the doubt anymore, unfortunately, which you should always. But then he comes on, he's like, I was defending myself. And you're like, oh, hold on. Now what? Like, dude got live at the club. But, behind the scenes. What do you like to do outside of boxing?
Lately, my thing been traveling, man. That's been my thing lately, traveling.
Where you like to go? What's your favorite spot?
It was Vegas, but it been like, DMV, like, and that's just always where I let it go. Like, if I'm gonna leave for a little bit, it's gonna be the DMV, whether it's DC, Baltimore, one of them two places out there.
I love Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. I was so stuck in Vegas, like being out there so much. And I was introduced to Vegas because of Gervonta. So it was like going out there for his camp. I was out there all the time after that. I'm not even into the gambling. And at that time, in 19, it wasn't big to sports gamble. But it was like everybody was still gambling. But I'm not a gambler now. But it's just like, besides that, I still love Vegas. It's just
I'll get it in. I'll sit 8 hours on the table if I have
to. I got my times, but
it's like then you lose and you're like,
yeah. Once I lose, I'm not big on going back to, Yeah,
you got like a sour spot. But like, man, I hate the MGM.
Yeah.
It took $2,000 from me yesterday. So you mentioned going out to Vegas for Davis. You were part of that camp. You said at 19.
2019. Yeah.
I was like, dude, at 19.
Yeah, 2019. So 2019, that's my first time going to Vegas.
How'd that come about? Like, how do you get that opportunity?
I know him from the amateurs. Him and Coach Calvin. With us being from Pittsburgh, I'm from Baltimore, 3 hours. We used to really work with them. Me and Gervonta Davis fought in the amateurs and the Silver Gloves, the regionals. So I always since then, I mean, I wasn't super big on social media. I wasn't big on it, but you know what I mean? Me and him always kept in touch through that way. And yeah, he started doing his thing with boxing, and I was seeing it, and I'm like, I know where he at. Upton. I've been there before. So yeah, I just sort of reconnected with him and Coach Calvin, and then he, open arms, man. Open arms. Let me know where he was going to be. All I had to do is show up. And then it was a point where they was bringing me. So
yeah, that's interesting. Like I feel like I'm kind of in that, not differently, but you're going up into this industry with him, and you guys are both working, and then you just see him just take it to the next level, and you're like, wow, I used to fight that dude. I used to kick it with that dude. Look at what he's doing now.
Yeah.
And then that circle comes back, and he's like, oh, let's still work. I'm huge on networking, man. I never burn a bridge.
Yeah.
And I got my hands in a lot of things right now. I was thinking the other day, I was like you ever hear famous people, like actors and athletes, you learn about their past, and you were like, man, these people were all kicking it back in the day.
Yeah.
And now they all came up together. That's what I feel is happening now in Pittsburgh. It's a lot of these athletes are hanging out, they're doing it, Lucas Siebert's with Justin Patton and Ethan Goss. These are all MMA guys, by the way. But these are all guys in the area that are killing it. Kylie from Matt Factory. Everyone's doing this thing. I'm in 10 years, I feel these are going to be the people at the next level.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be they all trained together. They all hung out together. They all got after work together. So how was that? How was that opportunity for you that now you go to Vegas and you're a part of this camp, and it's something that you obviously want to do? How was that feeling? What did that reinforce for you?
There's a lot of opportunity in it, so it was really good. It was just seeing stuff in different, seeing stuff I thought I'd never see. Just the millionaire status, seeing how people operate at that level, and being introduced to a lot of good people like Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather Sr., and just meeting so many good people and just seeing how they operate and how they got there, and how they are still hungry when they are there, and just a lot of motivation. A lot of. And them just being that who we see on social media. So meeting these people behind the scenes, and yeah.
Yeah, that you start to learn that social media is very cultivated.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I seen so much it almost made me almost delete social media.
I want to delete it now.
Man, I'm telling you, being around Floyd and Gervonta and Vegas and Miami and Adrian Broner, I almost was like, man, internet's the fakest world possible. It's a third world. It's not real.
It's not. It's all especially with the sports stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes are if we're fighting, we both signed a contract. We both want to do this. We're both getting paid in some way. There's that that shit talking aspect and stuff, but a lot of it's for people like me watching it on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's we're about to give them a show. But then you get there and you're like, oh, these dudes actually don't want to tear each other's head off.
Yeah.
Not right now.
No.
Maybe in the ring. And then after, it's all good. But it's you get to see that fourth dimension, the curtain behind the curtain. And it's just people working, that mindset. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to be next to Floyd. You know how many questions I'd be annoying.
Oh, my God, yeah. Just keeping, it's just me. I realized in that moment it was just me, because there was a lot of people who were sent home just off the strength of trying to sneaky record, asking him questions, doing too much.
See, but that's weird, right?
Yeah.
Bro, what are 5 tips you can give me to? in this next season
I did
of my
that.
life.
I did that. Not off rip. Not off the first question I asked him, because he approached me. But the first question I asked him was, "What you do with your boxing money?" That was my first question.
Yeah, like how what's the best way to move that?
Yeah, because I overheard him talking, and I'm just like, that was one of my first questions, because I want to know. I know boxing. I done been in a lot of situations where I see people who get some money and then don't. I know boxing is a weird sport. We only fight 4 times max a year. We get paid. In the beginning, it's almost like college. We're just fighting just to build. You're just doing it just to build your resume and get to the big league, and then you get there. You make money here. You make money here. And I just wanted to know, what should I do when I do make me some money? And he gave me the best. I'm literally where I'm at because of that question.
Yeah, no, definitely money management in a sport that, one, it's not your next fight's never promised.
Yeah.
Right? Like how many people, I don't know, this is general, but how many people pulled out of a fight against you? Like, is that something you saw happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're like, not only is you're like, I'm about to stay active, I got to fight in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, man, I got to pay my bills with this in 2 months.
Yeah.
And the fight falls through, and you're like,
yeah. I just wanted to get to that point where, like I told Floyd, there's fighters here that don't have jobs. I want to get there. So how can I just be focused on boxing? He said, when you make your money, just don't go spend it. Invest it into things that would make money for you, so you can just focus on boxing. Then boxing's going to bring the money, because you're focused on boxing. You're going to get hella good. So he said you're going to get hella good. You're already talented. I seen you work. He said you just put your money somewhere where you can just focus on boxing. And it's not easy, but it's worth the shot. And then you just you can be out here. Because I had to keep going back, because I can't just stay in Vegas. I had to go back so I can make money. But there's people there who don't have to leave. So they just made the right moves with their boxing career. And like Floyd, everybody think he's rich from boxing. He's rich from what he did with
he's a businessman.
He's rich from what he did with his boxing money.
Yeah, he's definitely a businessman. And that's like I'll be honest, as a boxer, I was never his biggest fan.
Yeah.
I respected, obviously, the grit he put in. But I was like a Trinidad fan, right? Like Guy and you know, Cotto, like those are my dudes going up, but you always respected what he's done, right? But like, I was a huge fan of his business mind.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even when people were like, "Oh, you run in the boxing ring," his response is always like, "Then catch me." Like, basically, like, he's like, "Why would I sit there and go to blows with you when I can slip your punches?" Mm-hmm. That's a business move right there. Right? You get a lot of these boxers who their egos get in and they're like, "Oh, I'm running? All right. And then now I'm going to charge you and you knock me out because I decided to fight outside of my specialty."
Exactly.
What'd you prove?
Exactly.
Nothing. You lost the fight. You lost your purse.
Yeah.
That's one thing. He always stood on business. He always stood on it.
Yeah. He don't
Unwavering.
He don't say he gonna fight and don't. He don't say he gonna fight and get into some legal issues and the fight's canceled. He always been there every time he sold a fight. He was there to back it up. You know.
Even his approach with McGregor.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell, like, McGregor's one of the biggest shit talkers in the world.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, Mayweather was like a little like, this motherfucker's getting under me. But he like never broke, stood on it, and then came out and did what he does best and performed. But like, that's the type of dude I am. Like, I'm involved in these groups, right? A lot of entrepreneurs and stuff. And these groups are literally meant to talk about, you know, business and leadership and you know, how can I help you grow and you help me grow?
Exactly.
Right? And that's the type of shit I'd be asking. Like,
yeah.
Cool, I love what you do, but it's like,
yeah,
what are 5 tips you can give people to, you know, help them in this next season of their life?
Yeah.
You know, they don't get asked those questions.
Nah.
Like, how is it to know so and so?
Floyd thought I was very like different of how I was around and didn't do too much of the extra. He actually, the picture we have together, even though there's more stuff than the picture I have, but the picture that I posted that everybody, oh, you took that picture with Floyd. That was his ass.
Yeah, he took that picture of me.
Yeah. His security guard took that picture of us.
No, that's definitely.
Yeah.
And what advice, like being around people like that, right? Like Davis, Floyd, you're getting a access that 99% of the world will never have. What advice can you pass on to new boxers coming in or boxers who are struggling? Like, make ends meet, or wondering if like, man, is this something I want to keep pushing for? I'm not seeing any action. I'm not seeing any progress. Like, what advice do you have to people listening who are tuning in because they've seen your career and they've seen how you move? Like, what advice would you give to them in as regard to boxing and succeeding in boxing?
Just work on getting better. This is boxing, so I know everybody's like, oh, I want to be around Floyd. How did you do? I'm very talented. It could have ended in a flick like that if I would have went out there and looked like shit. So I don't go out there for the image. I went out there and they want you to work. You come there and you push them like they getting ready for fights, or you're just a good fighter around. But you want to get out of town. But I would tell them, you want to get out of town, go to these gyms, don't be scared. Don't go eating donuts, just go tip-top shape and go in there and try to embarrass these good fighters. Go out there and try to embarrass them because somebody's going to see you. And I'm telling you, they're going to call. My name is so good out there, Abdullah Mason. We talked. I worked with him for a big fight. I'm working with fighters for this. That was just recently. I work with fighters when they're getting ready for $1 million fights. Because I come in, my resume is when I come in, I'm going to give you what you need to get to that fight. And all I need to do is see who you're fighting, and I'm going to mimic it, and I'm going to be able to make you feel, I'm going to be better than him at what he do, and you're going to get prepared for that fight. And that's just how I like it when somebody come work with me and try to beat me up. Don't come here and, nice guy me because I'm who I am.
Yeah, don't fan me
in the
ring.
Yeah, get in here and try to beat me up because that's what I need. And just me going out there and explore. I went to Vegas with $0 and wasn't even invited off of pay. It was like, I just went because I knew where it was going to be. To know where Floyd and Gervonta is going to be was just all I needed. And I went, flew, got my own hotel, and I was like basically all there was $0, and I was around Floyd, of course, and he made sure everything was cool from there once he knew what I was there and what I was doing.
Once he knows you're there for the right intentions, man.
Yeah.
It's a risk.
Yeah, it was a risk for sure.
It's a risk, and like I think a lot of people are afraid of risk because it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, I had this conversation with someone the other day, and it's like fear is just a response.
Yeah.
Right? There still needs to be an action, and not acting is an action.
Making excuses.
Yeah, and it's like, man, it's going to be scary to go to Vegas with no security blanket. Yeah. And then to be with dudes who are just out there getting it. Yeah. And then like either in your heart, like, no, I go out there and I get it too. Yeah. Or you don't, and now you got to go over there and try to figure it out. Yeah. It's like fear's involved. Yeah. You made that decision anyway. Yeah. Like, what was going through your mind as you're like making that decision and making the bookings? Like, fuck.
Yeah, nobody thought it was good. They're like, that's dumb. What happens if you get stuck? Like, I'll figure it out. Somebody help me along the way. But
I can be broken.
I'm just like, I'm not about to
broken Vegas.
I'm just like, I'm not about to miss out on this. Like, this is a camp. Like, Floyd's getting ready for. I think he was getting ready for Conor. Actually, this was. Yeah, he might have been getting ready for somebody like Conor, and Gervonta's getting ready for his fight in Atlanta. So I'm like, I know exactly where they're going to be. You know how hard it is to know exactly where people like that's going to be and what times and the time frames, the list.
Were they there together?
Yeah.
Dude, so you got two people like that together.
Yeah, I was.
You might as well.
I was invited by Gervonta's team, but it was Floyd's camp. So it was like But the only way you getting through is if you know them. So you got to have that invite because their security was blocking from 3, 4, or 5 miles away. You couldn't even get on the street. So
yeah, like, I remember. I forget where I was. I was out in Cali, and Mayweather was out there running. Yeah. And you'd have thought it was like a marathon. Marathon parade. Because of his team, right? Like his team's around. He's got obviously media's there, and you got
trucks all the way down the street and security and.
Dude, you got 2 vans running next to him. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That's how it was in
Mayweather
Vegas.
Running.
Yeah, that was us in Vegas with Drake. Then they added Drake, so Drake went on the run. You see the video of Drake, and Floyd, and then.
How many times did Drake stop?
Yeah, when I say the internet's not a real place. It's not. I'm not going to talk too much on it, but yeah.
No, you got to talk about this is speculation, right? Because I'm not a runner, right? Yeah. If someone like Mayweather invites me to run, I'm like, yo, you got 2 blocks for me? And then I'm about to get back in the
Get
van.
back in the truck. Yeah.
Get back in the van. We're going to get our content. We're going to push it because I'm here to push your fight. But I only got 2 blocks of running to me.
Yeah. Then I'm getting in that truck and we're gonna cut it from there.
Yeah, we cut it from there. Don't make me look bad, please. Like this is your
and
thing.
make sure you slow down the jog. So it seems like I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and then he's having a conversation with me, and I'm hyperventilating, fighting for my life.
Yeah.
But I've never been a runner, man. Like when I do like jujitsu and I do a little bit of striking, but I tell people if you can last 5 minutes, you probably got me. You probably got me on a roll.
Man, my advice is definitely get this to you too, man. Just start running. I swear all the athletes that's still able to. The reason why Tom Brady and Floyd can go back to their sports and still dominate, them are some in shape guys, man. And running. Floyd, I didn't see him touch a weight. I was around him for weeks. Never touched a weight. Never did nothing crazy. Just a runner. He's very much you're never going to outlast him. That's how he thinks.
Especially with boxing.
Yeah.
Like me when I'm hitting a bag, my shoulders are on fire.
Yeah.
I'm 230 at 5'7". That's not something like that's not efficient.
Yeah.
For boxing especially. And like I'll roll in jiu-jitsu, be fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll start throwing mitts with people when I'm gassed, bro.
Yeah, it's a different
gas. It's a whole different element.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and I had like Devin when he first started jiu-jitsu. The dude runs like 8 miles a day every day.
Yeah.
For fun. And then he's rolling and he's tired.
Yeah.
It's like it's different. I don't understand why. You would think cardio's cardio?
Yeah, it's the pace of cardio. It's the different paces. That's all it is. It's just like a sprinter can't run a marathon. It's just the way he's running compared to the way a marathon person trains for a run. It's 2 different type of things. So if I'm doing all that, then I go out there and play basketball. I'd be in shape with boxing. I go out there and play basketball. I do it while I'm in camp. I like to play basketball, and it helps my different type of cardio. That's why I can get into a fight, and I have so many different type of paces in the ring. I got variety of paces because when you're training for a fight, you find that you already know your pace in boxing. You gotta have on other paces too that you add in there.
That's a good point. Yeah, being able to change that pace, being dynamic, can change the outcome of a fight.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, well, let me just get on the treadmill, let me run, and then I'll sprint in 30 seconds." Nah, you gotta be like, "All right, I got my running style, then I'm gonna go play basketball." That's the type of running you don't need that real life action. Because it's not going to be like a sprint for 30 seconds. You never know what you got to do in basketball. You got to run up and down 3 times because you're doing 3 fast breaks. You're trying to stop a fast break, then you back on it. Just that different pace that basketball gives me.
You might have to run and then stop instead of screen. Like
yeah. Then you might have to get out, and then you got to get back in and start it all over again. You can't do it on the treadmill. It's different paces. Like in football, too, is different. You got to be on the sidelines because you're not on offense. And then you got to go back out there and raise that tempo. You only can learn that playing football.
Yeah. You expect you play 2 sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And then now you're subbed out.
Yeah.
And now you're back in, and we need you to run a fade.
Yeah. If a boxer can't go out there and just play corner, that's different because you got to go out. We're used to we only go and then we stop. We're not used to stopping. We get that little corner thing, but we're not going out for 5-10 minutes and then going back in. If Tom Brady's on offense, we might not get back in until 10 minutes later. We're not used to that. So,
what does a camp look like for you? Not we're talking like your last camp. We'll go over your last camp in July. Like, how did that camp look for you? Like, how was your training? How was your eating? Like, are there certain things you do that you're willing to share? I don't know if you got little secrets. Everyone's got their little secrets.
I got my little secrets on the weight, but outside of the weight, I just try to get in there and start the running. That's the first thing. As soon as Miss Shirley and them start leading me on, I start pacing my running, and that's the first thing I got to do. And then, me and my team get together. We don't know who our opponent is yet sometimes. So we just get in there. I like to get hit. My first time, I just want to get hit. I want somebody getting to spar me. And then that gets me back in rhythm with the getting hit. And then I start working on the bag. It's a lot. I jump 2-3 times a day. Like I said, I got to a situation where I can just box only. So I like to just go in the gym 3 times a day, break it up into different sections of what I'm doing, strength and conditioning, cardio all morning. And then maybe at night I see the trainers. We're doing mitts, bag, sparring, drills. And I just try to be in the gym 6 to 7 days.
And when you get an opponent, are you Are you applying focus to your opponent style and watching film, or
I want to apply it to every boxer. Some people just not good at watching film, just like football players. But I'm good at watching film, so all I need to do is see you fight, and then we go to camp. Me and my team, we talk about it repeatedly every day. Every day we see each other, we talking about you. And when I get to you, it's gonna be like I know who you are already. So I like to watch my film, see you on fight. And if you don't have film, I like to just, if you have, some people try not to have their film, they have highlights. I try to just, break it into two, but then if you don't have film, I'm going to just prepare for everything.
And then when you're looking for sparring partners, how does that work? Are you looking for someone that already mimics that, or someone who's very flexible and has the ability to mimic it?
I like flexible fighters, and then I like the person that's strength is my opponent. I get a flexible fighter because sometimes somebody's strength is just that, and it's just like, the guy might not just be as simple as you. So, and I just think it's going to be that simple because I'm sparring you, and it's just start getting too second nature, just all I'm preparing for. Then this guy comes and he does something a little different, I'm thrown off, and it's, in boxing, you don't want to let somebody get a momentum on you. So I try to do like flexible people. Like you can do that style, you want to be talented at that, but you can be yourself too, switch it up, be talented, like be very like optimistic with it, just real flexible with the style that we're working on.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah, keep it fresh. Yeah. Don't just keep giving me the same thing that we know this fighter's gonna do. But he might slow it down, he might pick it up, he might take a round off of this and come back to it. Just like, try to mix it up with me.
And like trust obviously has to be huge, right? You don't want someone to go in there and do something dumb. But like also, and this is me talking from the outside, I'm not a boxer, I feel like it'd be very important to get different looks for that flexibility.
Yeah.
Like how often are you training, are you switching training partners to keep that look fresh? Or are you working with the same guy? And
I'm getting ready. So this fight's coming up. I already got like 5 boxers set up. I got Cleveland, I got Vegas, I got Texas, I got Atlanta, and I got Baltimore, of course. So all of them are different like them different states. Everybody fight different. Everybody's gonna have a different trainer, and I'm gonna let them know the type of style I'm fighting. We thought we had somebody just a little taller than me that was supposed to fight, but it didn't go through. But yeah, when I go there, everybody's gonna, once I let them know who I'm fighting and the type of style. If he's a comer, he just wants to come and attack. He has a punch, or he's a boxer. He's going to try to stay away from my power. He's gonna move around a lot, or he's just a slick boxer. Or he's a brawler. I'm gonna let them know when I get down there. The teams is gonna let the fighters know, and what they're gonna do is give me different people. So I'm gonna go in there. There's gonna be a different person to keep it fresh. Also, because when somebody's good at something, they can do that for as many rounds straight. And if you just give me somebody who's trying to mimic it, he might slow down in rounds because he's getting tired. So they keep it fresh, give me the same look, try to switch it up on me and stuff like that. So that's how. But when I go through camp, I'm gonna have 60, 70 rounds, 12 different looks. So I'm going to be very prepared.
That's wild to me.
Yeah. I need at least 10 to 12 different looks, even if it's the same style, just some different looks at how this style can be done. There's a lot of brawlers, but there's Pacquiao types, there's Roberto Duran types, there are different types of brawlers.
I would hate to fight Durant.
Yeah.
My strength is closing the distance.
Yeah.
Now you have a dude that's his specialty.
That's his specialty is to not let you move around, like to not let you run. So that'd be a bad day. Yeah.
Like no, I don't think there's a dollar amount that'll make me feel good with getting my ass whooped that bad.
Yeah, he's a dangerous fighter. Huh?
But so boxing got you a lot of good things, right? Like good relationships, good networking, obviously good mindset. One of the things I read about you is your mindset in the ring. And then something happened that kind of derailed all that.
Yeah.
That's one thing that McSorley was talking about is your resilience. And it's interesting because articles I read before this incident talked about your resilience.
Yeah.
And then something happened and your bounce back. I mean, you have an impressive career, an impressive approach. But what I found most impressive was your ability to come back and push through like almost nothing happened, not to take away from what happened. But can you walk us? Is that something you feel comfortable talking about? That incident in 2022? What happened? you know, what stemmed out of that, and then we'll get into like your bounce back. So in 2022, what happened?
Yeah, so I mean, I was just going to where I usually go to hang out at a bar. You know, it was a bar down there, 12. I went down there, just old run-ins with, you know, young dumb stuff. You know, being young dumb adults, and just an old run-in that that escalated and just wasn't handled properly. You know, it was escalate on both ends, on my end, on his end, and it escalated. And he took it into his hands, and you know, the incident happened. I was shot 5 times. You know, just went through that, being in critical and things like that. Yeah, that was the. Everybody always asks me what happened. I never even spoke on what actually happened, but yeah, it was just a altercation with somebody I knew for a long time. Knew him for a long time before that incident, and we just had a bad fallout, and you know, just went. Just old run-ins with somebody, and just just escalated on scene, and you know, went from there.
I just want to take a second to shout out a few companies who've believed in me. You know, these were one of our first official sponsors, so huge shout out. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Carbo Jewelers, established in 1997 on the values of honesty and integrity. Whether you're searching for the perfect piece, need expert repair services, visit Carbo Jewelers in Newark's Ironbound District, where your jewelry is always in safe hands. This episode is also brought to you by Continental Jewelers, proudly serving Hudson County, New Jersey since 1964. Whether you're seeking a timeless piece or need expert repairs, they've got you covered. Visit Continental Jewelers, your trusted source for all things jewelry. You can find them on Instagram at Carbo Jewelers or online at carbojewelers.com. Lastly, big shout out to Carbo Trading. Besides coins, precious metals, and jewelry, if it could be traded and collected, he's probably got it. They can be found on Instagram at carbo.trading. You can find all of our sponsors out online on our sponsor page at therelentlessproject.com. So you said you were shot 5 times.
Yeah.
Where were you shot? You don't mind me asking.
Once in my hand, twice in my stomach, once in my leg, and a graze in my arm.
And like your hand is what?
Yeah,
that's what you do. That's your specialty.
That was the only thing I was crying about in the hospital. And the doctor,
My hand.
I didn't know I was shot in my hand the whole time. I didn't know I was shot in my hand until I got to the hospital. So I never.
And what was going through your mind? Like, you're in the hospital because things escalated.
Yeah.
You know, what's going through your mind? Are you thinking about your career? Or are you thinking about survival? Like, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, that's the doctor just told me that. Once the doctor let me know what was all going on, and the first thing I said was like, am I going to be able to box again? I told him I'm a boxer. They said, yeah, we know. Somebody was there, told us you're a boxer. I said, yeah, what do you think about my boxing? Like, that's all I kept saying to that doctor.
What do you think about my boxing?
Yeah, like, what do you think about my boxing? Like, what I'm going to be able to do? Like, what you think? I'm like, am I going to be able to return to boxing?
And what'd they tell you?
He's like, at first he was like, I don't know. Like, he said, I don't know. Like, you're in critical. He was in critical. He was just telling me the severity of my hand. And I'm going to need 2 more surgeries before he can even let me know as far as my hand. So the whole time I'm just like, I couldn't sleep. You know, I couldn't sleep at all. So it was just tough, you know what I mean, being there, and not too many people checked on me. So it was just a dark space. They had me on like what they call it, security or something. It was like a high security situation, so nobody can really come see me yet. They took my phones. The police had my phones. They didn't return them till like a day later after I was in there. And then you know, not being able to see too much, and I couldn't see the internet or nothing, no social media, so I was just in the hospital. Just all I kept asking the doctor though was like, am I going to fight again? Like, can I fight? How's my hand looking? Because once he told me about my hand, that's all I cared about.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine what that situation, right? Not only are you fighting for your life, but like you're fighting for your life in a sense of the only thing you know what to do, your specialty, your go-to. You know
Yeah.
How did that impact your career after that? Like immediately after that?
Yeah, so soon, by the time I got out the hospital, I was just, you know, I was on bed rest. I couldn't even lay down straight. So it was a lot of, couldn't go back to the gym yet. I had to be cleared from a doctor for Miss Shirley and them to even think about a fight. And at that point, he was saying he will never clear me. I will never be cleared to, in his words, I would never be cleared for him. I would never be well enough for him to clear me to go do a physical fight again. He said, Jim, I can probably work on that. He said, just for you to be able to work out. But he said, be a professional fighter. I couldn't really. He said he didn't have an estimate time. So it was tough when I left because I'm thinking, all right, it's over. So now I'm trying to, where I'm going to start working, because I already done made some good investments. I didn't have to worry about working. I was just in Vegas 2 months, because I just fought 2 months before, like a month and a half before I was shot. So I just fought on Shirley's court at the Meadows. So probably 2 months later that happened. While I was in camp for that fight, I was in Vegas. So I was just living, boxing was looking very, very healthy for me. So that was just something I depended on. So I had nothing to do once I got out that hospital, and not knowing how I'm gonna make money now, and not looking at the next. Usually I was fighting every couple months, so it's like I already know I would have had a fight coming, sponsorships taking care of me. My investments will be cool for the time being. But now I'm like, all right, I gotta have something that's a little bit more of a fast pace. And now that I don't have this, so yeah, I really just was dawning on that and figuring out. I was literally calling my doctor all the time, like trying to call him, hey, when's my next appointment? You check on my hand. What do you think? Like every time I went back, I was just getting bad news until like the last time I went. So probably like it was a fast recovery. It just was like I was on bed rest, and then like a week later, I'm able to run. Like it was weird. It was real weird how I like shook back, and because I was super down, and then I started being able to lay down. I was able to get up. My stitches start coming out. They're telling me they can take my stitches out. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is all start happening so fast. The doctor's he's still not giving me no signs, but he's not trying to let me down. So he's letting me know, take it easy. Why not worry about boxing in a year? Like telling me something like a year? Like, this is boxing. You only good as, you're only good as your age.
Yeah. I mean,
right?
age starts to play a factor.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to be out for a year. We had big plans. We was talking about big fights before this incident. So I'm like, we don't, but out of nowhere, I started looking healthy. I started going to the gym, calling my team. I'm happy. Even though I went to the gym, I was hurting. I didn't want to tell nobody.
Yeah, that's something.
But I'm like, I was in pain. Shit, I was going home every day like, damn. Like, only close ones knew I was in pain. So I would go work out, but I was like, hey, I would give them hope, because even my team, I feel like I'm letting a lot of people down, like with that incident. My team and everybody thinking, oh, there's gonna be no more. This movement might not be no more. So they're worried about my health, and I'm just worried about boxing. Like, oh, you gotta worry about my coach, Coach Boo. He's like, we gotta worry about you getting healthy. Fuck this boxing. I'm sorry if I can't cuss or not.
No, it's raw. We raw here.
Yeah, he said fuck the boxing. So I'm just like, I'm like, man, I'm not worried about all that other stuff. I'm trying to get back to boxing. So I'm just doing stuff behind the scenes. Nobody's knowing. I'm going to the gym middle of the night, hitting the bag when I'm not even supposed to yet. The doctor never cleared me to hit anything. And I hit stuff, and I sent him a video. I sent my doctor a video. I'm like,
what about this?
Yeah, like I'm hitting this.
I look good, right?
Yeah. Like, he's like, I'm not hitting it hard. So he started working with my doctor. Me and my doctor was having a good relationship. He's like, well, how hard do you think you hitting it? I said, like 20%, 30%. He said, all right, well, let's get it up. I want you to be hitting the bag at 80% before I clear you. So that's when I forced myself. I'm like, look, I'm going to the gym. I couldn't hit the bag hard. Even my team wouldn't even let me. So it's like, all right. I started easing, and I'm just like, I just had to look past the pain, man. I didn't take no pain meds leaving the hospital either. I didn't take no pain meds. So yeah, I'm just going to the gym twice. I'm hitting the bag. I'm getting more hope, I can't even close my hand all the way, so it was tough. So it was a tough fight. But the swelling started going down really fast. Swelling started going down. I got to the point where I can close my hand 80, 90%. And then I'm hitting the bag, good enough for the doctor to see, and I'm going in there. He's doing his X-rays, making sure. After seeing me hit the bag, I would go with videos every time he see me hitting the bag harder and harder. And then he was like, "How did your hand feel?" Then he wanted to do an X-ray because I did hurt my hand, and I wanted him to check on it. He's like, "That's what I wanted to see. If you hurt it, would it like mess up what we did in surgery?" So he ended up seeing that it wasn't a factor, and he's starting to see like it's healing, and he's like, I'm not clearing you to fight, but I'll clear you to go back to the gym. So I started being in the gym 100%. Like, all right, I'm gonna start sparring, just using one hand. I'm gonna start like using my hand to block people's punches, see how I feel somebody punching my right hand. So I started. I knew deep down inside I was handicapped. I just didn't want people on the outside to think I was handicapped. So this was probably like August of 2022. I was cleared November of 2022. Like November 1st, I sent it right over to JJ and Miss Shirley. I was cleared like November.
After 3 months?
Yeah. It's just like overnight, just started getting super, like I said, I left the hospital, then I'm able to get up, like when I couldn't even roll out the bed. So it's just like I was able to get up one morning, and then I'm starting to be able to run. And I started running, and because I got shot in my leg, so it was affecting my running a little bit. So it was hurting every time I hit the ground. So I had to run on treadmill, get good shoes, so I wasn't feeling that bounce in my legs.
What gloves were you using
I used
while
big
training? Like, were you using bigger gloves?
Bigger gloves. Yeah, I started off with bigger gloves. And I moved too fast. I was moving too fast. So I started off with bigger gloves, and then Gervonta had a camp in Miami, December of 2022. So that's probably I think that's 5-6 months later from when I got shot, and he didn't even know about the incident. I didn't tell him until I got there. So I didn't tell him before I got there, but Coach knew, and checked in, and everything was checked in on me. But when I got out there to Miami, I was just supposed to go and just on some supportive, I'm gonna go.
Showing love.
I was. My flight was paid for. Everything was paid for. I went down, and he's beating everybody up. So it's like he's beating all his sparring partners up. So I'm like, man, I gotta get in there. He was getting ready.
He's beating up healthy ass boxers, and he's like, I gotta step it up. Yeah,
he's beating up our sparring partners. They going back to where they came from after they getting in there with him. So like, I made it work with what I did, trying to help out in the ways I could. We were running. So I felt good going on long runs with him. It gave me a lot of motivation too. That was what I needed, because I was all moves out. I'm giving up. Like Miss Shirley and JJ we wasn't talking about shows or nothing. Everybody just worried about me getting healthy. I don't know when I'm going to fight again. There's people who's in conversations. People are reaching out to us because they don't know, they're reaching out, hey, what's going on with the fight? What's going on with this fight? We had some situations come across, but once I went out to Miami and I worked, and that situation went well. I felt healthy. I actually was in there with an elite person, and no holding back, no holding back, elite work. I'm like, man, I can. I mean, I don't think I can beat a world champ, but I'm like, I know I can beat a fighter. I feel like we gotta be careful on who we accept coming back. But
especially coming back.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Not only do you want to protect yourself, but
yeah,
you want to get that confidence back.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like, your first fight back and you get slaughtered.
Yeah,
that takes a toll on the mental health.
Yeah, so we picked wisely. We end up signing with Showbox, Showtime, and Marshall Kaufman with King Promotion. So we end up signing, and I end up taking a comeback.
Shogun?
Showbox, Showtime.
Showbox.
Showtime.
I was just talking those days.
Yeah, Showtime. So we end up partnering up with a deal with them, and then I end up fighting, having a comeback fight, and even though I was a 50% fighter at that time, I beat him with one hand easy, dropped him. I literally did not throw my right hand. So that was a problem, too. I didn't throw my right hand. My doctor was, like, curious. A lot of people was curious. Why didn't you throw your right hand? I'm like, I never had on small gloves.
Trying to change things up.
Yeah. Yeah. So I fought with one hand that fight. And then, but I did feel good, though. I felt good overall. He was hitting me. I was getting hit. It was like, all right, I'm not scared to get hit or nothing because of that situation. So, but I couldn't let opportunities go by. I don't regret, I took the Showtime fight where I first lost, then taking another fight for a big title after that loss. So I feel like them losses was something I don't regret. It was just me. I moved too fast, but because them was easy fights.
So your first fight back was
a win.
And then the one after that.
Yeah, which was a year to date, actually, from when I got shot. So it was actually a 1 year anniversary. If you look at the dates, it was in August, the day I got shot the year before.
You fought on the day you got shot?
Yeah, a year.
The next year?
Yeah. Yeah.
How was that mentally?
It was tough. And a lot of people never, and it's crazy because a lot of people know I'm just so tough skinned. Nobody really was like, oh, how you feel? It was just like, to me though, it was tough. I ain't gonna lie, it was tough the venue was so big, it was hard to just dawn on that stuff because it was big. It was my first big fight, Showtime. Getting treated real special, names on hotel doors and a schedule to go see photographs and interviews with famous people that's coming in that's working with Showtime, more quads and stuff like that. That fight Pacquiao, people was there and just a lot going on. But it was just like, don't put me up in that type of room and stuff like that. It was just a big event. So
how did you navigate that, right? Because and I don't want to speak for you, but like you're not healed completely, right? You're dealing with stuff mentally.
Yeah.
Like that's not like, I'm sure there's some fallout from that incident happening that probably you still deal with today.
Yeah.
But now you're on a big event, a big promotion. People are looking at you like, oh, dude,
Yeah.
So like, how did you navigate being at such a high and such a low and trying to find that space to still put your best foot forward?
I didn't. That was the effect. I feel like I didn't.
That's fair.
Until after the fight. And I wouldn't say right after the fight, some months after the fight. And then it was just like, during that time, it was a very fast situation happening. So it was like, all right, they reached out about the Showtime. Like, what, Showtime? And then I'm already on the inside. I heard Showtime was going to end with boxing. So I'm like, I need to get on here about Showtime before this shit over with. So a
lot of external pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, yeah. The money, that would probably be my highest payday. Yeah, it was my highest payday. So it was like all right, shit, I'm not missing this because of this. I just fought, I won. Then the guy that gave me is not on my level. So I'm like, this should be a fight I can win. I know I'm not 100%, but I feel like I can win. But dealing with it was tough. It affected me all camp, though. Like in camp, arguing with my team and just a lot of, back and forth as far as how I felt. Dealing with everybody just focused on, everybody just know, oh, it's so big. Everybody was just blinded from what happened to, everybody just worried about being on TV. So just a lot.
I would say, what was the focus on? Did you have people checking in on you, like, hey, dude, you good?
No,
I know you say you're good, but
no, that's why I got rid of a lot of people who was around me. Yeah, it was just not a lot of, like, people making, a lot of good attention. It wasn't a lot of good attentions around. So, I had to like step back a lot after that fight. But yeah, it was hard. I couldn't make weight, just not being healthy. So my mental, I literally had to cut. I mean, from MMA, I had to cut 5 pounds the day of the weigh-ins. So which you're coming in there probably dehydrated already. Yeah. And
so to cut 5 pounds,
and we missed weight when I got there. I'm already not 100%. Now I got to cut 5 pounds at the weigh-ins. And while I'm already at the venue, I can't say no. I could, but it's like me now. I can't. I'm not about to.
You can't say no.
Yeah, I can't say no. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right. So I was very in a bad space all the way around. Just a lot of pressure behind that. And dealing with it, I ain't do too well with that. I
appreciate the honesty.
Yeah,
There's people listening who probably in the same situation.
Yeah.
Just, different circumstances, but similar situation.
Yeah.
And being on the other side of that, right? Like, that was how long ago? You're on the other side of that?
That was 2023.
So like, what are some things you would do different or you should have done different now that you went through the process, you saw the process, you saw the outcome of the process? What are some things you would change if ever... if you know someone, a young bull going through the same thing, and you went through it, what is some advice you would give that person if you could?
I'm telling you not to give up, but be patient. And I know time ain't on your side, but I wouldn't tell him not to do what to do and not to do, but just make sure he put himself first. Yeah.
Give him the bigger picture that he may not be seeing.
Yeah. Don't give up for surely. Be patient. And just, I can't tell a person, because if they had the same, if I was to redo it, if I was able to rewind and be like, oh, oh, Showtime just called. Miss really hit me up. Hey, Showtime. I wouldn't say no again. I was just trying to figure out how I can try to win handicap this time.
So that speaks volumes to who you are as a person, right? Like, because you'll have the people who will tell you, find a balance, right? And then, or hey, prioritize yourself, right? Don't. I think we're built kind of similarly. Like if I'm in that situation and someone's telling me, hey, don't do this, I'm gonna say fuck you, and I'm cutting you off because our priorities aren't aligned. Yeah. And that's probably not the healthiest thing to do. It's probably not the right thing to do. But that would be my approach, right? Because if I got my mindset on something, and I always tell people this, like they're like, I got a lot of things going on. Yeah. And they're like, hey, slow down. I'm like, I can't. Like physically, I can't. My value is in that I enjoy doing this. This is what I'm for. You telling me not to do this is not helping me. Yeah. You're creating that friction that I don't need. Yeah, exactly. Right? And like when we talk about balance, that's good for a lot of people. Right? Yeah. Balance. But if you want to be the best in whatever industry you're doing, there is no balance. Yeah, there isn't. There's a lot of things you're sacrificing because you have one goal and one goal only. Yeah. When you look at the Mayweathers and the Pacquiaos, and they're not balancing. Yeah. I mean, they're doing it in their way, but they're sacrificing a lot because there's a lot they're trying to get. Yeah. And it's hard because I get a lot of people who reach out to me who box as a hobby and who train as a hobby, and they're like, how can I balance? I'm not going to tell you the same thing. I'm going to tell some kid who's like, I want to be the best boxer in the world. Yeah. Right? Yeah, I'm not going to tell the person who wants to be the best, like genuinely who wants to be the best boxer, not someone who just says it. I'm not going to tell them, hey, take off a couple days at the gym, go for a walk. I'm going to say, you want to be the best boxer in the world? You better be in the fucking gym 3-4 times a day. Yeah, exactly. Your friends want to go out? You need new friends. Yeah. Like if your priority is being the best in the world, you got to do shit that the people at the best of the world do. Yeah. They're not focused on social media right now. They're not focused on drinking and partying. They're not focused on hitting these events. They're focused on the gym. Yeah. They're focused on getting sparring partners. Like they're doing things that the normal person wouldn't do. Exactly. And that's why they're going to get things that the normal people don't get. Yeah. So like I can understand it. Like I'll do it again. Yeah. Because I know the level you want to be at and the level you're at. So I can understand that. Yeah. And the reason why people play, oh, why would you do it again? I would do it again because a lot of good came out of that one loss. I feel like that loss I got on Showtime was almost more successful than my 7 wins before that. I feel like my 7 wins, they was good. And I feel like for people who think Floyd Mayweather is going to happen to everybody, is the only people probably would have said, oh, no. But it's like, everybody can't be, I'm not looking here to be 80-0. I want to be undefeated, trust me. I'm not looking to be that. I want to fight the best fighters, and I want to become world champion at any cost. So, however that road comes, if it comes with me losing 5-6 times, that's what I'm going to do because I want to become world champ and leave a stamp in boxing. And I want to be able to say I fought these guys and beat these guys or wherever the case may be. But at that moment, that's what I thought about Showtime. It was just, this is what I want to do. So, and a lot of good come out of stuff like that. Even though I never used no excuses. I didn't tell nobody this. Interviews years later, I never had a podcast or interview where I spoke on what I actually went through. I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
This will be the first time I actually spoke on how I actually felt going into that fight. So, it was tough, but I didn't still learn from that. I fought on Showtime, and I went through a lot after my first loss of being this big fighter in everybody's eyes. So when I lost, people thought, oh, he's that even added a toll. Oh, he lost. He's really hurt. He really can't. People that know me seeing that wasn't me. Yeah, he might not be able to do this boxing because he's not even able to do what he do. So it was just like, no, people not knowing the inside of what happened, just looking at the outcome. It's like, oh, he might be done. And then my ego got to me, and I took a fight 6 months later for a big belt. It was actually a big belt on the line. And I took my second loss, back-to-back losses. I felt like my career was over. I'm like, yeah, it might be over. I'm like, yeah.
You told yourself that?
Yeah. I thought I would. Cause I'm like, all right. I took 6 months. I'm like, okay, I might need more time. I took this loss. I'm still not 100%. I hit that guy in that Showtime fight and felt the pain. That was my first time. Cause like I said, the first fight back, I didn't throw my right hand. That was my second fight back from the injury, and I threw it and it hurt. I'm like, oh no. Then I went to the second fight after that. Gave it some more time. It felt better on it every day, but it's still not the same as when my preparation just wasn't there either. I wasn't practicing with super small gloves. I wasn't punching hard against certain things to test my hand every day. So when I got to that second fight, I threw it again in an awkward way, and it hurt. So then I finally, after that second loss, I was like, yeah, I don't know. I might really be hurt. I'm losing to people who, no.
Should be losing to.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then it's like, it's getting ugly now at this point. 2 back-to-back losses.
What'd you learn from that second one? That kind of reinforced things you probably should have been thinking about.
That this injury, I'm starting to think about my doctor now. I ain't thinking about the doctor since I got shot. I ain't gonna lie. Everything he told me,
Doc.
Yeah, I ain't think about him the whole time. Like, I'm just like, clear me. That's all I cared about. Clear me. That's the most we communicated. Once he cleared me, I was having fun.
So I don't need you no more.
Yeah. So, and he would check on me, and it was like, I ain't go to therapy, do this. Here's these sending me videos. This is what you do. Get your hand stronger. This is how I know your hand feels better, but it's not. He would let me know that all the time. I know you feel better hitting things. It's just the type of surgery you had, the type of situation, trauma your hand went through. It's not what you think. You need to do these things. And then after that second fight, I'm like, all right, because now I'm starting to see. I feel 100, but now there's something bigger than me now.
You're seeing the consequences.
Yeah, I'm seeing the consequences of not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, like 2 fights, and these is fight. Now, if I lost to people who I might have not thought I can beat, then I might have a different aspect. But it was like, nah, I can't. I'm losing people who lose my type of style, my type of me. They losing to me, and they both been in fights with people on my level after me, and they lost. So it's like I know I could have did way more damage than them people that did to them that they lost to, just not being 100%. So I start hearing my doctor now. Now I start like, all right, what do I gotta do? I start going back to therapy. So that's what I learned. Just listening to I had to at least listen to my doctor, and I'm like, I gotta let the ego go.
You gotta humble yourself.
I gotta humble myself. I was sitting on top of the world, Even just the road to the Showtime was just a lot of, oh, he's back. He's fighting on Showtime. Back like he never left. Then just think of it, the story from getting shot to Showtime a year later was just so much hype on it. And then fighting for a WBA belt, the fight after the Showtime was just a lot of hype on riding off of no bounce back fight in between them 2 fights either. It was two good fighters.
Yeah, 120 on the highway, no brakes.
Yeah, no brakes. Yeah, so I took a lot to get out the car park, and listen to my doctor and start going to therapy, and they started letting me know. And I started seeing the weakness I had when I went to therapy. I was very weak. I started seeing like, okay, it's not I can punch the bag. It's what's affecting me when I'm throwing my punches, and my muscle reactions wasn't there. So when I hit something, my hand wouldn't even close because it's not reacting. My hand will stay open, and I'm hitting it. Now I'm stubbing all my fingers, and now I'm stunned. Now I don't want to.
Your punches aren't landing.
Yeah, they're not landing perfectly. Yeah. So it was a lot of things that I wasn't paying attention to that I had to pick up on. And when I'm 3 fights in from them 2 fights, 4 fights in from them 2 fights, and I done won them all. Now I've been feeling better. I took a break after that. That last loss took some time, actually. I actually really took some time, and that just took time just to wait for a fight. I just took time to get my right hand together, and I had more realistic. I was more realistic with my body. All right, I'm not 100. I never told myself I was 100 again after that. And I kept telling myself I'm good. So I had to tell myself, nah. And when I go into a fight, I got to think about the opponent. I got to think about everything now because I know this. But I'm still a marketable fighter. People love me. I'm still able to go to I'm working with great fighters still and pitting on performances. And I'm like, all right, well, now it's just time for me to just work on this hand and getting healthy. And I know after time goes on, I'll be able to compete with the type of people, and which was April. I competed with somebody who was very good, better record than me, on a higher level than me in boxing, better ranking than me, working with Lamar Roach, like as his promotion company. And I had to go out there on the B side.
Oh,
yeah, on the B side.
that guy.
Yeah, I'm on the B side where they had the odds because I was in the casino. It was almost like the Chiefs last year playing the Jets. The odds was like that.
Should have put money on that motherfucker.
Yeah, I swear, and we didn't bet, so it was like crazy. But somebody there bet it, and it was crazy. Somebody that knew me from being a fan, and he reached out to me in DM and showed me his betting odds. He said, bro, they had you literally like 1%, 99% him. It was weird how they had the odds, and it was like it was in a percentile, so it was like 95 him, 5% me.
You see that after, and you're like, damn, bro.
I said, whoa. They thought I'm like, they could have gave me a fighting chance, but just thinking what I'm coming off of, I was coming off of them loss. It was a tough road. So
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm like, they must have really thought I was done. So that winning that fight put me back, and like, all right, I beat somebody who's getting looked at highly.
That alone would be. I'd be pissed. Like,
yeah, I ain't gonna.
Up.
I'm actually mad. I seen it after the fight. I would have needed that before the fight. I would have probably killed that guy.
Yeah, like nothing personal, bro. They got you at 95%. Like,
yeah,
you understand what's about to happen.
Yeah. I didn't see that until after we actually put it in my little profile, like one of my pictures in a slide. I'm just thinking like, whoa, they had me that, and the guy that betted on me, I'm just mad about that too. I missed out on some money too. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't happy. I was happy with the win, and then I just was unhappy for a while. Like, I'm just mad. So
the last thing you want, Johnny Spell mad and getting in the damn ring. Yeah. So that was that April fight.
That was April of this year. Yep, 2025. Yep.
So before we get into like the future stuff, what was some of the things that got you through? We're gonna call that the mix. I call it the mix, right? Because like when you're out of that and you look back, you're like, damn, I really did that. I went through that.
Yeah.
That's me now. So like in the mix is hard to see. But being outside of that, what are some of the things you learned from that? We kind of touched on that. But more importantly, what was the thing that got you through? If you can pick something like, man, this is what kind of like kept me fueled throughout all that. Was it the community? Was it because you mentioned being with Davis and that motivating you, right? So like, what was if you can pick one thing, like what was the thing that kind of pushed you through to keep going? Because it's very easy, given your situation, and be like, man, I just back-to-back losses. I'm not healthy. It's time to call it. It's time to call it quits.
I would say it was a mixture of a couple things, but it would definitely be Gervonta and that Miami trip, being out there and knowing that who I can be, and then but I was saying a mix of that got me. It would probably really be my son. That's my son. He was really like asking me, when you gonna fight again? When you gonna fight again? And out of everybody that, I ain't gonna lie, I was on a high horse with boxing. I think I had the biggest momentum in Pittsburgh. I don't think nobody had. Picture with Floyd Mayweather, hanging with Gervonta Davis, Abdullah Mason, who's actually going to go fight in Saudi Arabia. He's the biggest fighter at 135 right now. The type of Devin Haney, type of people I was around, the high horses, they've never been seen. It's almost like, if you switch to sports, it's almost like football players hanging with Tom Brady, I'm hanging with Floyd Mayweather. So,
yeah, you're hanging with the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah, so it's just like, I'm out in Vegas, and, so once I lost, all that went away. It's like, it'd be weird. I see how I get. Now, I'll be scared of that in the industry. I don't want that. I don't want to be like Devin Haney when he lost to Ryan Garcia, or Conor when he lost to, like, I can only imagine what they went through now. Now I look at them people different when they come back and fight. Conor, looking at Conor coming back after that first loss, and I'm a big fan of him. And to come back from that lot, now I see, and it's something I don't want to experience no more. And it's just like I see how strong you got to be to deal with being on a high horse. And I wasn't even on that level, so I only can imagine. But being on my level,
Yeah, the higher you are, the harder the fall is, man.
Being on my level, and a lot of people thought I quit. People thinking I quit boxing. People thought I was done, retired. Like you said.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No disrespect.
Yeah.
I was like, I was reading, and a lot of articles were almost. I feel like they were pushing you
to be retired. Yeah.
You know, and like the art of journalism, you gotta love it, right? A lot of people putting in their 2 cents. But like it was under that. I was like, man, like that April fight is going to lead to a retirement. I was like, that don't make sense. He's bouncing back. He's getting his rhythm back. Yeah, like that don't make sense to me. I'd read the next article, same shit. I'm like, I'll come here. I'm like, yo, so like, what's the deal?
Yeah, people really be thinking. Yeah, so it's just when you ain't on that high horse, it gets weird, you know. So just seeing my son still be like, oh, he looked at me as I was Floyd Mayweather. I'm 40-0. That's how he looks. So it's like I gotta, you know. And then I would say also too, just watching Stephen Fulton. I would say him too. Stephen Fulton from Philadelphia. We was at a fight. He lost too. He was beat by that Japanese kid anyway. The one that knocked him out, knocked him down. So I was able to.
You can't be showing love to Philly and Pittsburgh.
It's tough. Yeah. When it comes to boxing, we don't like each other. But being around him with his success with boxing, and he fought anyway. You know, that's a big fighter, and he stopped him. So it was like, sheesh. You know, I thought, like I said, I fell from a lower scale of falling off. He was at like that big scale. We all had hopes in the USA, like he's gonna go beat this Japanese that nobody can beat. And, you know, him losing and watching how he got treated, him being a meme and how people treated him, and then seeing him in person and talking to him and him telling me to keep going and seeing people,
social media,
people with losses that are world champions too. I'm just saying O'Shea, Shaky Foster, Lamont Roach. He's a big push for me. So it's like people who lost and they world champs, and they bounce back and they fighting on TV and.
Yeah. So what's going to define you? Right, like you lose and you quit.
Yeah,
that's that stamp you got.
Yeah, so I feel like it was a couple of mixture of people and things that let me know, and
it's like a community.
Yeah, it was like a community, and it was crazy. It wasn't my own city as a community. It was Philly, Stephen Fulton, Baltimore, Gervonta, but with me being hurt with 5 months ago, and I'm out in Miami, and he's encouraging me. And he's he never even lost before. He's knocking everybody out, so he knows nothing about it. So
you don't know till you know.
Yeah. So
it's always interesting to me, man. Like they talk about this with business, right? Like you start a business, and your friends won't even buy your shit, but they'll go spend 3 times the amount on a brand that has no idea who they are. Yeah. You know, it's just like sometimes you sit back, you're like, bro, like. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, that hurts me too, man. I watch how many people be like, oh, we're going to Gervonta's fight. That I had never seen at my fight. I'd be like, that shit be weird.
I'm more accessible, bro.
I'm more accessible, and I'd be around him. Y'all won't even know him. I'm the one that started pushing him out here. So I'd be like, until he started knocking everybody out, then y'all found out about him. But I'm like, unless you was a real fan of boxing.
Yeah, I feel like Gervonta came out. I don't want to say he came out of nowhere. Obviously, he put his work in.
Yeah.
But like one day I didn't hear about him.
Yeah.
The next day he's headlining everywhere, and I'm like, damn, this is the dude the fucking.
And I was posting him before all that, so it was like people was catching on from my posts because I was sort of a bigger boxer, and people knew a little bit. They wasn't going to his fights. They wasn't spending $5,000 on a ticket. So it's like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like you about to go spend a band on that ticket. Yeah, not $100 on mine.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't never been. I've been, the city ain't. I love my city. I'm still going. I go out of town, and with Philly and them, when they call me PA out of town, I was like, no, I'm Pittsburgh. Call me Pittsburgh. If y'all wanna not call me my name and just, because that's how they do it out there. Floyd kept calling me Philly. I'm Pittsburgh, because they kept saying I was PA, because that's how it was DC. Like, oh, that's DC. DC versus PA going in. No, DC versus Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh gets overlooked, man.
Yeah, they over. Unless I say the Steelers. That's all they know.
Yeah.
That's how I even describe people.
How far
well.
is that from Philly? Far as fuck, bro. Far. Philly got their own team.
Yeah.
Like
But
even the jiu-jitsu shit, like you out in Jersey competing, and people are like, where you from? PA. Oh, Philly.
No.
No, the whole different side of the state.
Yeah.
The whole different side of the state.
Whole different side, yeah.
But just keep putting it on the map. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
pushing.
doing that. Yeah, when I'm out, because I didn't introduce a lot of people to Pittsburgh because people don't even know we exist. They know the Steelers. They don't know Pittsburgh Steelers. They be like Steelers. They're like, yeah, Floyd was like, where that at? I said, I didn't want to be mean because I could have said somebody else, but I'm like, no, Steelers. I could have said Hospital for.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Steelers, and everybody knows. When I say Steelers, they know where I'm at.
So why don't you come visit?
Yeah.
Why don't you come get some work in Pittsburgh?
And he been here and don't even know it.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah, he been here before and don't even know it.
That's wild.
I can't even convince Gervonta to come here. I can't do it. I don't know what to even. It's hard to get people to come here. It's hard to get them to come here. But I keep saying it.
Bro, this is what you tell them. We'll go to Congreg. We'll get a couple dudes from my gym to do a little security detail. Make sure
You're cool.
He don't get it now.
Yeah.
We'll keep it low key, and then that'll put Pittsburgh on the map.
Exactly. We just need somebody to come here, man. I'm hoping this camp I can bring some popular guys in.
That'd be especially with I love that gym where he's at now.
Yeah.
So where he's at now.
The new one on the strip.
Yeah, dude, it's sweet.
Yes,
he just had Apple TV fucking filming there. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna do my camp there a little bit too. So it'll be fun.
Did he put that mini sparring ring up yet? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think
the class ring for the classes.
Yeah, it should be there. I'm pretty sure. It should be almost done.
That's like dangerous, bro.
Yeah.
You create a little square. You can't run.
Yeah.
You have to fight.
Yeah, I like the vibe. Even though I'm a boxer, I still like it. People are like, I'm a boxer. I feel like it makes it hard for me. I'm a boxer. I like to move. But if they give me a smaller ring, that's what they kept saying with the TV fight. Oh, we're gonna make the ring smaller. I'm like, that's actually like that since I challenge and when they said that about Shakur, I would have loved that too. When they kept saying they was gonna shrink the ring, the Saudi Arabia guys, even though they was lying, but they said we're gonna shrink the ring every round for Shakur versus that Golden Boy.
Oh, dude, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna work. That was actually a big. They should have did it, and they should have actually did it, but they didn't.
You just create a square.
And then
then you put the posts on little gears or wheels.
Gears, yeah.
And you just every round it closes in.
Yeah.
You make it to the last round, y'all motherfucking kissing. That's how close you are. You kissing.
Yeah.
I'm about to take that.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
They that was the Saudi Arabia guy's idea, and they didn't do it, but it had a lot of people ready to tune in because of that alone. So I feel like they should try to make that work with another.
You got billions of dollars. You don't gotta be fucking lying to push it. Just push money.
Yeah.
Push money. You're gonna get eyes. They just they're in the boxing now, dude. They had jiu-jitsu.
They got soccer too, right?
Yeah, soccer. They took MMA.
Yeah.
Now they're taking boxing.
Yeah, they're good for the sports though. At least I'd rather that than somebody that ain't good for the sport coming in.
Yeah, well,
like YouTubers were trying to. They was trying to come take over boxing.
Well, you see what they're doing now, right? Like the celebrity boxing stuff.
Yeah.
Where they had the Island Boys boxing. You're just like,
yeah. I have yet to watch one of them celebrity shows, but people tell me
it's like a spit in your face. But it's like I don't know how to compare it, but it's like tattooers, right? Someone just buys a gun, they're like, I'm a tattooer.
Yeah.
Like, bro, nah, there's a lot of shit that goes into this.
Yeah.
The boxing shit. I'm a boxer now.
Yeah, I watched the highlights. They were horrible.
It's painful.
Yeah, I be hurt off just the trainers that ain't trainers doing it. So I know how I would feel about the YouTubers doing it.
Oh, a lot of them are managers. Like the influencer managers.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you know about healing someone's cut or dealing with someone's cut?
Yeah.
And I'm sure I bet they better have cut, man. I don't know how that works with the celebrity
I hope they just provide them type of people for everybody.
Like we have cut men, we have a corner man.
For everybody, yeah.
For everybody, like fixed. Because if you're just out there swinging, brain damage. But what's next for you? You know, you came out of April. You came out July. Successful.
Yep.
So like, what's next for you?
We want to do February 7th at the north side. I mean, at the Priory on the north side. So that's February 7th. So that's Miss Shirley's show, Be Integrity Boxing, a management show. we're looking. I don't want to say too much on it, but we're trying to make it a big fight. So we're trying to make it a big fight. Hopefully, put another belt. We'll put another belt on, get another belt there, and get me a good opponent, and make it very interesting for everybody. But yeah, that venue's lovely. I never fought there. All this time they had shows there. I never been called to fight on it, but yeah, I'm happy to be fighting.
You've been inside of it though, right?
Yeah, I watched fights there. Yeah.
When I think of boxing, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
Like that gritty, like it looks like a warehouse. They got the little overlook. You can see into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like that shit.
Yeah.
And then a 247 just opened up that Sunny Days arena. It's set up the same. It's bigger, but they have that overlook that people could be up there watching down. Yeah. Man, I love that shit.
Yeah. Hopefully they try to work with them.
So staying active, that's good. And how do you think your story can inspire or empower others who are dealing with things, right? Like, not a lot of people, like, you went through a very unique thing, but there's a lot of people going, like, in today's world, there's a lot of people going through shit. It's tough, man. Life is tough. Life is hard. How can your story inspire people to kind of push past whatever it is they're going through to get what they want or to push for what they want in life?
I would just say stay level-headed. Try to just stick to the game plan. So, whatever's going on and you got your game plan, don't get discouraged and quit, and don't try to make alternatives to figure it out. Just stick to the game plan and just be patient. Be patient, stick to the game plan. Don't let all the windy roads confuse you and you veer off to the wrong road trying to get to this road. Just stay patient, because if you're patient, you'll see you're not going the wrong way. You'll stay on the same road, and just keep going, because it's going to get better. It's going to be tough. Sometimes things are tough, and if you're going through something, definitely just stick to the plan.
Yeah, it's not if, but when, right?
Yeah.
Like not to shamelessly plug, but if you remain relentless, you're bound to find success.
Yeah.
Like you don't find success when you quit or when you veer. And even then, when you veer, you find something else and you push success. But relentless is not being perfect. It's not failing. It's what you do after that. Maintaining that push, maintaining that drive, and maintaining it with a good attitude, right? Because like your attitude and your mindset's going to shape a lot of your journey. Mm-hmm. Not to sound corny, but I live in that corny. It's like going to the gym. Yeah. You can go to the gym. Is it relentless to go to the gym even when you don't want to? Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. But you go to the gym and you're talking and you lift here and there, and then you're like, oh, fuck it, I'm done, and you leave. Or you go in and you're like, man, I don't want to be here, but I got to do 10 reps of this, 10 reps of this, 2 sets of this, finish with a run. Despite me not wanting to, I'm about to fucking do it. Yeah. You get it done. Like, that's what relentless is.
Yeah, you gotta stay relentless. Like, you gotta stay on track, stay relentless, because you keep doing that, definitely gonna come. It's gonna play out and play on your favor.
And surrounding yourself with a good group of people, like-minded, right? Like, because how many you surround yourself by people who are telling you, hey man, this ain't for you. You're hurt. You're done. You just lost. What are people thinking? Like, you start getting fed that. It's easy to just be like, you know what, you're right.
Yeah.
Or you surround yourself by dudes who are like, nah, dude, we're here to work.
Yeah.
We're here to work. You hurt. I understand. How you feeling? Good. All right, let's push.
Yeah.
Like, dude, with runs.
Yeah.
I can run with 2 types of people. People like me who'll be like, oh man, like, all right, we're good. We're done. We did enough. Enough. Or the dude who's like, bro, one more mile.
Yeah.
You get to that mile, they're like, hey, let's get to the end of this block. Yeah. By the end of it, you've run an additional 4 miles. Yeah. Because that person just pushed you, right? Because you weren't able to do it for yourself, but you surrounded yourself in that moment with someone who's willing to do that.
Yeah.
Now you do that in a different light, right? Someone reaches out to you and they're like, man, I don't know what to do at this point in my career. Bro, you pushed me on my run. Now let me push it. This is where I can push you. Like, you just need to surround yourself by people who are going to feed you and that you're willing to feed, right? Because if you're just taking, nobody wants to be around someone like that.
Exactly.
You got to feed those who feed you.
Exactly.
And whatever that looks. We talked about a lot of stuff. You shared a lot of your story and your journey, and I appreciate you for doing that. If you can give people, and you kind of hit on this, but if you can give people only one piece of advice out of everything you've said, everything you've been through. They're listening to this. Episode's over. They're going home to their husbands or wives, or they're going to the office. If you can give them one piece of advice after this episode airs, what would that be?
Stay relentless and be trained to go.
Oh, trained to go. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean to be trained to go?
Just whatever you're going towards, whatever you're trying to work on, whatever you're trying to do or be, whatever you're trying to get accomplished in any area, whether it's entrepreneurs, at work in your 9 to 5, or with soccer, or with football, basketball, boxing, or shit, just hitting them books. You just want to be trained to go. You want to pass them tests. You want to be at the best. You want to be the best in your sport. You want to be the Tom Brady's, or you want to be the, you want to be playing for Argentina. You want to be the Floyd Mayweather. You got to be trained to go. You got to, and for me being there, I seen the best do it, to just be trained, and they just be trained to go and relentless.
Yeah, I feel like if you are doing the things you're supposed to be doing, you'll be ready for the opportunities that come.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times opportunities pass us by because we aren't trained to go.
Yeah.
Be trained to go. I like that one. Where can people follow you online if they want to follow your story, catch your next fight?
Yeah, right now I'm just mainly active on Instagram, so at ttgboxing_Johnny. You can find me on there. And then on Facebook, I'm on there. You can get in touch with me. A lot of people inbox me on there for advice and stuff at ttgjohnnyspell. So.
Well, brother, I appreciate you for jumping on. I would encourage you guys, go follow him. Go follow the Relentless Project online. It's Relentless, PRJCT, on YouTube, X, Instagram. By doing that, you get to hear more stories from people like Johnny Spell. I appreciate you for coming in, man. You didn't have to do this, and you came over here. You told us some things that hopefully people can take and apply into their personal lives and do better. It's what the whole goal of this podcast is, to hopefully change one life, hopefully change a lot of them. So I appreciate you for coming on. This is the one with Johnny Spell, and we're out. Later.
Yes, sir.